Hi everyone, my name is Rose, and today I'm going to be showing you all my eyeshadow palettes, because it was like, now is a good time. Right now I'm filming it like around the 20th of January, but this is not a video, it's not going to go up until next month, but I don't plan on purchasing any until like maybe April or so, so it's a good time to film and this video. So I'm gonna start with my eyeshadow palette is kind of in 3 sections. I have 21 right now, so I'm gonna start with my big ones and then I'm gonna move on to the 2 other sections with the smaller ones. So yeah, so first off, in my big ones I have the Jaded palette by Colourpop. I think this is the this is the only Colourpop palette I have not depotted. There are not, some of these shades are not original in this palette. Like, I moved a couple of them. Like, I got rid of Onyx. I got rid of, I think Diamond is still in here. I moved Diamond around, but these, like, these 2 are from the Zodiac palette. And then, yeah, I think I either got rid of like 4 or 5 shades out of here. So yeah. So it's a little different, but it still has most of the shades the same. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I really like this palette. It's really pretty. And there's that. And these are in no particular order. I'm just going by how I have them like in my organizer thing. So yeah. Next is one of my 2 Sephora Pro palettes. I had to pull out the other one. These are 28 pan palettes. Yeah, 28 pan palettes. I love these. I think they got rid of these, and I got one of them for half off. Is this the one I got? Yeah, this is the one I got for half off. This is the Editorial 2.0 palette. This shade is not original in this palette, but all the others are. So yeah, I like to move things around and like stuff like that. So this is more like, I feel like this would be like bright but also kind of grungy, and it's like pretty good kind of thing to, and I have come up with a bunch of pretty looks with this. So yeah, and I really like how like these have like that one's more pretty than this one. This one's just kind of like silvery. But this one's the first one. This is the first Sephora Pro palette I got, which is Smoggy Jewels. I was like, what's the name of this? But yeah. And the shade is not original in this palette. But all the other ones are. This shade and the shade that's not original, and that one is the same. It was a highlight, but now it's like an eyeshadow, because that's what I'm probably going to use it as. So yeah, this one's a little more messy than the other one, but yeah, this one is like jewel tones, but like smoky and lots of dark tones. So yeah, I really like these like purpley shades, and I'm not wearing those today. I'll just tell you what I'm wearing when I get to those palettes, but I'm wearing 2 palettes. But yeah, this is so beautiful. Like, this one is my favorite one, because if I like had to only have one palette, it probably would be this one, because I feel like I can do all the kind of looks I love to do with this one palette. And of course I would miss like my lighter looks and all that stuff, but yeah, this, if I had to choose only one palette, eyeshadow palette to have, it would be this one. So yep. How do I put these back? And then the last bigger palette is this, the Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit, the Wands, which this is what it looks like. Which this is, how many eyeshadows are in here? 24. That one. I may just, what I'm wearing on my head is a wig, and I may just toss it out at one point in this video, because I'm like, keeps sliding back, and like I feel like my head's too big for wigs. Every time I try to wear them, it's just maybe I have too much hair. My hair is very thick. But yeah, like I donated my hair once. I think it was only once, either twice. It was in 4th grade. But yeah, as you could see, my hair keeps trying to slide out. But I donated once, and the people kept joking that they could make 3 wigs out of it. But I don't think there was any truth to that. Probably not. But my hair is very thick. It takes like 3 hours to dry naturally, which is how you should let dry. But yeah. So next part is like my more square ones. Like it's my smaller ones, but these are more square shaped, and the other ones are more like the longer rectangle shape. And that's how I like have the 2 other smaller palette sections. First off is this Flower Beauty, Wonderlust, Eyeshadow palette, and Austin. This is really pretty. I don't really like the mattes. They kick up way too much. They fall out too. But yeah, the shimmers are really beautiful. This I use as a highlight a lot, and it's gorgeous. So yeah. Then next I have my Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. This is this palette. I haven't used this in forever. I want to get back to using this because I'll probably get around to using it in the springtime, spring or summer. But yeah, this is my favorite shade. Every time I use this palette, I pretty much use this shade because Peach Sangria is just, it's my shade. It's my kind of shade of this palette. Like the other shades are kind of more on the orangey side. I'm not really a big orange person. But that shade, like berries, I love berries. So, yeah. I have a hair stuck in between my eyelashes. That's why I don't like wigs sometimes, because the hairs try to go in between your eyelashes and then get stuck, and especially if you have mascara on. And then next, I'll talk about these 3 and those 3, because those are like my brand kind of. These, I have 3 of the BH Cosmetics travel palettes. First is the Beautiful in Barcelona. This got scratched up a little bit from where I used to store it. And my gray here is kind of worn off too, but it's still fine. This is what I really like. I grab these when I need a mirror a lot of the times because they're like really good for a mirror palette. But yeah. I did take out this shade because I just wouldn't use it. It was a black with blue sparkles in it. And I wasn't going to use it, so I took it out. And yeah, I also wanted to test how easily these were to like move out of the palette, which they're not that easy. They crack a lot, so yeah. There's that one. Probably my favorite one of the 3 of them is the Love in London palette. This is beautiful. This got discontinued, I think. I think the other 2 you may be able to get. I'm not sure about the Switzerland one. But, yeah. So this is this one. It's just a bunch of wintry tones. Like, lots of people say this is a good cool tone neutral palette. But there's a bunch of warmer shades in this. Like this. Like, Lolly is more of a peachy shade on me. Maybe it's just my skin tone. But Lovely is orange. This is orange, this is orange. This is a gold. Gold is warm. Like, it can be cooler tone, but gold is yellow. Yellow is a warm color. So no matter what, it's kind of like a warm color. So it's like, whatever. Hair is stupid. But, yeah. Especially, like, this row of shimmers, like that whole row, that's like what I use most of the time. So I use this palette. So yep. And then last but not least is a palette that I've used 1 shade out of once. That's the Smitten in Switzerland. I'm hoping to get to it this year. So yeah. And there is 1 shade missing from it. Because I mixed this shade and another shade from another palette. And I made like a face palette with it because it was like so light and stuff. So this hair it's just difficult. It's making me really hot too. Hair is hot, but yeah. Next is these 3 palettes I have from Bebella Cosmetics. I used to have 4, but I kind of did some palette surgery and combined 2 of them. So yeah, so first I have the Sweetest Valentine, because it's like smaller than the other 2, so that's why I have it like in front of the other 2. But this is just a whole bunch of pinks, and I haven't used it yet, and I can't wait to use it when I do use it. But yeah, it looks so pretty. It'll probably be really pretty for Valentine's Day. So yeah, I think it was like a Valentine's Day palette like last year or whatever. Next is the Daze, which is, this is the one I combined it with the what was the other shade called? Lotus Love. I kept being like lilac. No, it wasn't lilac. It was Lotus. And so yeah, this is what this one looks like now. See, this shade, and then these 2 rows are original to the palette, and then the other ones are ones that were from the Lotus Love palette. And I'm so much happier with it now, because I'm like, I got the best of both worlds. I got to keep the shades I liked from both of those palettes, and this one and this one is also from the Lotus. And those pans are slightly bigger, that's why this is kind of jaggedy on these, because I had to whiten the whole. Only slightly. It was only slightly bigger. And I'm like, why do this? Then last but not least is the Sweet Sunflower palette by Bebella Cosmetics. When I first got these, I thought these would cause you a allergic reaction to my eyes, and I was like scared, because I was like, I just bought 4 eyeshadows. I really love the color stories, and like I was scared. And then it turns out it wasn't these palettes. It was like, I think it was a combination of things, to be honest. But yeah, I'm so happy I can still use these and not be like in pain with my eyes. So yeah, but yeah, this is like my dream kind of yellow brown, because I really was getting into yellows, and I wanted like a yellow palette. I was like, okay, I want yellows and browns, and I want like a bunch of pretty tones that went with it. So, and this is like my perfect yellow palette. It has like a bunch of pretty. This shade, Summertime, is beautiful. It's like a blackened gold, and makes it look kind of green, but it's like just a blackened gold. But oh my god, look at that. It is beautiful. Like, and then next is my more rectangular palettes. I'm gonna do this one because this one's kind of on the side because it doesn't fit with the others. And then I'll do the ones that are in the thingy-mabobber. This is the e.l.f. Opposites Attract. I went back and forth on this for a while. Got it at TJ Maxx. I haven't even used it yet. And yeah, eventually I get to it. I mean, I have a lot of palettes that I haven't gotten to yet, and I'm just trying to like work through those, but still like pan some stuff. So yeah. The next is my smallest of my rectangular palettes, which this is on my one of the palettes. This is the Barcelona plus Pantone Color of the Year palette. I really love this palette. It's really pretty. I don't really like the greens in it, which is the Color of the Year palette shades, but like these purpley tones, which I used. I think I only used that one and that one today. But I used those 2 today for like my crease work and stuff, so, and my outer corner deepening. But then I put darker shimmer on top, so I think that added some things. But yeah, so I used those 2 shades, and I like the size of this. I like that it has a little mirror, and I think this is just a really cute palette that I could use every day, and it has those purpley tones that I really like. So yeah, next I have the ABH and Jackie Aina palette. I've used this a decent amount. I do have some shades in here from my Subculture, like this one, this one, this one, and this one. I didn't like trust issues because it was like kind of very, when I put it on, it was very like glittery almost. Like it wasn't like smooth. It just looked like I put a very like separated kind of glitter. Like it was like pinpoints of things. It wasn't very smooth kind of like thing, and I didn't really like it that much. And then Sponsored was one of those like really warm tone browns with that green shift to it, and I just don't like those at all. I know so many people love them, but I do not like them. So yeah, I just hate those. And I knew I wasn't going to use it when I got this palette anyway, so it's like, whatever. So there's that one. And then I got my last Too Faced palette that I haven't depotted that came in the rectangle. This Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons, because I used to have the white chocolate bar. I used to have the peach one, not the just peachy match, which I still have, but the other peach one, the sweet peach, that's what it's called. But yeah, this is what mine looks like. I took a shade out because I wasn't going to use it, but yeah, I'm hoping to depot this by the end of the year, but I'm going to put this in Project 10 uses before I depot this, probably not next month, but maybe the month after. So yeah, it still smells beautiful. Mine is kind of broken, like maybe you can tell. It's like kind of off here, like, and it looks kind of like smashed in, but yeah. But I think it's always been like that. I don't know, maybe it happened at some point, but it has, from my memory, it has almost always been like that. So yep, there's that one. And then I have a bunch of Makeup Revolution palettes that I got just last year. So first off, I have these are the all I Heart Revolution. This is the Marble Rose Gold. I like the chocolate drips. These are okay. This is all Shimmer Palette. I've used this a couple of times, not that much, but yeah. It has a bunch of pretty marble shades. And it smells, I think it smells like marzipan. But I'm not 100% sure. I've only had marzipan once or twice, so I could be wrong about that, but I think it smells like marzipan. So, yeah. There's that one. And then next I have my Turkish Delight palette, which I love. It smells like rose water. And these are all from I Heart Revolution. I think I said that, but yeah. This has some glitters in it. And this is beautiful, especially tea. Tea is gorgeous. And every time I use this, I'm surprised. Like, I just used Gummy for the first time not that long ago. And I was like, oh my god. I thought I was going to hate this shade, but I actually don't. Like, I first put it on and was like, wow, this is really bright. I don't think I'm going to use it that much. And then as I was finishing off the look, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. So, like, it was gorgeous still. And I'm like, wow, this palette is making me like orange a little bit more. But yeah, I really love this palette, and it's gorgeous. So, yeah. Next, I have my I Heart Revolution Tasty Pumpkin Spice Latte. It looks different than, like, if you would to see it online, because I hated the red background, so I painted it. I painted it pink to purple gradient with just some acrylic paints. Is what I did. So, yeah. But this is what it looks like. This is an all shimmer palette too. This is super fall tones. And Like, I really like the pinky tones, and then I like these more warmer, like, browns and oranges. I don't really like the yellow, and I don't really like the green. I feel like the green is just a little too sheer. It takes a little building, and, like, yeah. So I don't really like the green or the yellow that much, but the other shades I like a good bit, and they're really pretty. So yeah. And then last of my I Heart Revolution palettes, which I only got end of November, so I haven't really used them all that much, but is this one. This is the Latte, Tasty Latte palette. Some of these have like really long names, and then some are like a little shorter. This one I haven't used yet, so like I haven't used, but it's super pretty. I'm super excited to like get some use on it and like play with it eventually. But I have a lot of palettes that I need to like get around to like playing with and stuff, so it's like I'm gonna try to get to all of them, but like, you just gotta do what you can and not overwhelm yourself. So yeah. And then the last palette of all my 21 palettes that I'm going to talk about is another one that is on my eyes today. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade palette. This was my first Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadow purchase. I don't have anything else from her, but I love this palette. The mattes are super soft and super blendable. I'm only using 2 shimmers from this palette, but yeah, this is not original to it, but it was like a nude shade like that. Like, I crushed it up and used it as a loose powder. And then this is from some NYX palette. This is like some that I could probably use to set. Like, I don't really find these particular shades useful, but I'm using Pink Lemonade and Blueberry Fizz today, which I have Pink Lemonade there, and I have Blueberry Fizz on the outer half, which I layer Blueberry Fizz over like some matte, so like I feel like it really deepened up things, and it's like really pretty. So yeah, these shades are really, like, I really love the mattes, and I'm excited because this year I'm going to be getting 2 more eyeshadow palettes from Dominique Cosmetics. I'm super excited to try more from her. The only shade in here that's kind of a dud is Peach. Peach hard pans. The others don't really hard pan for me, just Peach. So every time I use Peach, I need to like scrape off some to actually use it. The others are fine for me, and I've never really had an issue. Like Blueberry Fizz, you kind of, if you want it really opaque, you kind of got layer it a little bit, but like I'm fine with that. So like, yeah, this palette is super gorgeous though, and I want to like play with this again soon. Like, I love this palette. And that's all of my eyeshadow palettes. So I hope you enjoyed this video where I'm like struggling to keep my wig on, and like I'm talking about all my palettes. So I don't think I could rank them because I don't know. Maybe I could do like my favorites, but then I like all of them. All of them I open and I'm like, oh, I'm so inspired to use this. Every single one of my palettes I have right now, I open and I'm like, I'm so inspired to use this. I really want, I'm like coming up with looks every time I open any one of these 21 palettes. And I'm really happy that that's the case with all my palettes now, because there was a point at time where I really struggled to come up with looks for certain palettes I used to have. And then I just realized like what palettes work for me and all that jazz. So thank you so much for watching the video.